Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today on the Hermitcraft server, you can see that a lot of things are a matter of perspective. You know, this little area here seems pretty okay when you're on the ground, but those torches and those yellow flowers in particular from up in the sky, they don't look so great from way up high. So I've been thinking about different stratagems. I've come up with gems of strategies for how to resolve this. One of them was like everywhere there's a yellow flower, I'll just come in here and be like, nope, you get a red mushroom. And this is kind of random because I don't know exactly what algorithm is used to predict where, yellow flowers spawn, but I know there's a lot of them. So if I just do the mycelium everywhere the yellow flowers are, then that's real easy and kind of works. So we're just going to kind of go through here and add a little bit of spice to the garden that we call life. Actually, this is like the courtyard of Castle Ravenloft, as originally designed by Tracy and Laura Hickman. I'm taking some liberties with my model, like having mushrooms in here. There shouldn't be mushrooms in here. But you know what? People told people from the Mushroom Kingdom that, and they got upset. And they've got a really good army. No, they actually don't. They have like one guy with a pipe wrench, and he like never brings the pipe wrench. He just shows up and jumps on things. It's a mess. Anyway, enough about failed monarchies. We are here to knock blocks and mushroom stalks? Dang it, there's something here. I don't know, making it up as I go. That's the Joe Hills difference. So, we're just going to go ahead and run out of mycelium alarmingly quickly. Like, this is way faster than I thought we were going to run out of mycelium. You know what? A good way to do this sort of thing is to like strategize like, okay, here's how long this segment will be. And then do whatever you want anyway. So, I didn't actually anticipate anything. And I'm still doing what I want. Time skip. I spent about 90 minutes playing with this, and I think I'm happy with where I got it. We put some podzol in that you can put mushrooms on top of. That's nice. Got some little white tulips that mark the path here. This snow, I don't know, it just happened. Too bad. But anyway, the white tulips, as you can see, gently lead the eye and the player toward this gate. You know, that's good. There's actually, like, nothing really worthwhile back here for the players. But, I mean, they could always break into the chapel, which, you know, was always fun. So, core concept, though, in terms of lighting, it makes a lot of sense to just go where the torches are and destroy them. And then what you do is you break a hole in the ground and you say, Joe, what are you doing with that hole in the ground? And then I go down there, throw a pillar of stones in. I'm going to get up high so you can see. We got quite a few of these pillars because you can't place a pumpkin just free floating. This actually makes that whole area down there way creepier. Not that anyone should ever go down there, but like, I mean, I like knowing that it's creepier. That makes me happy. Oh, hey, so now that it's actually dark out, we can kind of see where the gaps are in the pumpkins. This apparently is one of them. Maybe it's not as dark as I thought, because there's a bunch of other pillars really close by. But core concept, come in here, Pumpkin Town, looking pretty good. So we start punching out some other torches, seeing where the darkness lies, and, you know, it kind of seems like it's a little dark right here, or so. So we'll just pop down here, hurt our feet a little bit more, and just kind of continue upward, ever upward, in our endeavor to basically support the courtyard. Court support, that's what we call this. Anyway, and if we throw some diagonal stuff like that, that also makes it look like it's not just like weird one-offs where the pumpkins are, right? Just having a few kind of random pieces of that throughout here, it's going to add a lot. Great. So we got some wool there. We can just go ahead and start punching some of these torches. These torches, do they look necessary to you? They don't look necessary to me. I will admit, it is kind of slow going, just punching holes and building columns here. So, you know, that's one of those things where if this episode doesn't end up being the longest, it's not because I didn't spend time on it, it's because time got away from me. And I gotta say, it has been a busy day today. For example, we started off the day with a 2-hour Hermit stream. Usually I don't get to do the Hermit live streams because of my family obligations, but I was able to make it today. So that was a fun treat to get to hang out with cool people and build an Easter-themed stream torch. Themed stream is not an easy-to-combine set of phonemes, if you will, but I'm doing my best. Anyway, So we had a fun stream on Mixer, nay Beam, and it was good. So thank you to everybody who came out for that. If you do not hear about these things in advance, it's because we post about them on Twitter and not necessarily on YouTube. And the reason for that is that it's really easy to post something on Twitter at the last minute that you completely forgot about. And it's harder to post to YouTube at the last minute about something you completely forgot about. So, also there was some confusion about the time zones. So, like, seriously, it's one of those things where we're just like, we'll put it on Twitter. So, if you don't follow the Hermits on Twitter, you're missing out on some fun. And it is probably our fault. But I say that's mostly mine. Okay, cool. So, we've got this kind of whole area here torch-free except for this bit. And I gotta say, it already just looks more interesting here. You know, we got some terracotta underneath bushes as well. In addition to having the stream this morning, one other thing that occupied a lot of my time today is I'm actually moving out of my existing studio. I had picked the location of my current studio based on its proximity to my day job, because my day job was like literally a few flights of stairs upstairs from this available space. And that made it real easy for me to run down during my lunch break at the office and record some YouTube videos and stream for you guys on Mixer. But unfortunately, now that I am moving on to a different job elsewhere in the city, this space is prohibitively expensive for the value it delivers. Basically, it made sense to pay the amount of money I was paying to be able to walk downstairs every day and just make videos for you. And now that I would have to drive across town to this space, it's kind of like, well, I would really rather, spend that money on a space that's even better than this one. Now, because at the point where it's inconvenient to get to anyway, I can kind of go further out of town and get something literally hundreds of dollars cheaper. And that's going to be good for the YouTube channel on the whole, because even though I'm going to be recording basically 3 weeknights a week and on the weekend, instead of every day at lunch during the weekdays, I'm going to be in a better space, which I'm going to be sharing with a longtime collaborator of mine who I worked on with whom I worked on Pitfalls and Penguins. So I think that's going to be encouraging me creatively as I kind of make this transition, because it's hard sometimes to make big changes in your life to your creative setup. And so it's going to be cheaper. It's a shared space with somebody who I've known since high school. Like, I met him in like 2000 and nothing, just 2000. That was a year, guys. Some of you guys might not realize that we had a year that was 2000 and then no teens after it. I know it's been a while, but it's a real thing, guys. And so, yeah, I've known him for more than 15 years, and it's going to be a good space to make things. I am excited to have started moving a lot of my stuff out of the office. So if the acoustics sound kind of weird in this episode, that's kind of because a lot of the stuff that baffles the sound, like a lot of the books and bookshelves, are just gone. They are already on their way to the new place. I say they're on their way. I mean, they're like stacked in boxes in the corner, or some of them are already there. So, I didn't want to move the computer yet, though, because I needed to make this one last episode before we knocked everything out. And I know it's not a particularly ambitious episode. We're hanging out, we're breaking torches, we're building pillars. But you know what? Sometimes that's what Minecraft is all about, is just jumping and placing blocks directly below you. And sometimes, if you're lucky, there's a light. And then you can take a carpet and just smother that light in such a way that no one can appreciate its source. And that's what we're doing here today. I have no idea what we're doing here today. I'm really tired. I don't normally, move heavy shelves around, all day. And that is what I did all day, was move boxes of books and move heavy shelves. And I am rambling. You guys caught me. Good catch, everybody. Good catch. But yeah, realistically, it's going to be a transition, but it will be a positive one. just like I said, the fact that it's hundreds of dollars cheaper a month will mean that I'll go from, on average, I kind of break even on this YouTube stuff to I'm going to be clearly doing better than that, which means it'll be more likely that I'll be able to travel and come to events near you guys, because that's where that money kind of goes. And when my wife asks, hey, is this going anywhere? I can be like, well, it's gone from breaking even every month to doing better by controlling my costs and not necessarily becoming a better creator. But on the plus side, I'll be sharing a creative space with somebody who I know helps me be a better creator. So maybe it'll be because of both. I have literally no idea. But yeah, we are gonna... That one's way too close to that other one. Dang it. Honestly, though, these shouldn't all be uniformly placed anyway, so it's kind of okay if they're not all... Yeah, this is kind of gotten a lot creepier, actually. Like, it was always kind of weird down here. Now that we got these pillars, it's just like, ugh. But anyway, I feel like it's good. It's good to close out the month and the Easter season with... let's jump into spring with some real change, you know? You might not believe in it, but I'm doing it, and we'll see what happens. So, thank you guys in advance for any kind remarks you will make on my videos about this. Honestly, if you leave mean messages in the comments, that's not great either, but YouTube does appreciate it as engagement, and their AI isn't smart enough to tell the difference. So I actually appreciate all of my commenters, kind and unkind. That's a little inside baseball. I don't normally talk too much about all the algorithms that go into this, because that's not the fun part for me. Some people really like just gaming all the algorithms. But it's like, man, I mess with algorithms at work. That's work stuff. I just want to place blocks on top of blocks and talk on... Wait. That doesn't really... I was trying to think of a creative way to say talk on top of talk in order to, like, create a word pyramid. But I don't know. Man, I don't have the energy to build a pyramid at this point. All the books got moved. No, they didn't. If all the books got moved, I'd actually feel a lot better. A lot of the books got moved. Yeah, I was really hoping I'd be able to hold on to this studio space for at least another 2 years. And so previously I had sold a lot of my books when I had to move around a lot. And I was like, finally, I can own books again and, you know, have a place for them, and it's awesome. And I'm going to set up a new place in the new studio, but still, it's just kind of like, I was planning on moving these after, like, 3 years after getting into this space, not 1 year after getting into this space. I had 24 more months of book-related laziness. But, yeah, we'll just go ahead and place that there. Okay, this quadrant is getting closed out slowly but surely. More slowly than surely, but that's okay. This is sometimes how you do something in Minecraft. You just shut your brain down and let things... Let the magic happen. You create artwork through your kind of combination of instinctual continuation of effort with an attenuation of attention that, you know, the critics always mention. They're like, this was so... They make it seem effortless. It's like, yeah, they made it seem effortless by doing it literally like 1,600 times and then being really tired that day. And it's just this confluence of... a confluence of talent and ennui. That's the French word for boredom. Dang it. You are the French word for a pumpkin in the wrong place. No, actually, you're just a pumpkin in the wrong place. Fixed it. Okay, let's keep going up. I do not want to have these pillars have pumpkins in the middle of them. That would look way less cool. This is it, you guys. We made it. We destroyed every single torch in this quadrant of the courtyard. We have placed mycelium. We have started placing some mushrooms. Mushrooms are inconvenient sometimes to place because they're just like, I don't know where to go. And you're just like, dude, just go there. There's mycelium. And they're like, can you come with me? And I'm like, no. You're not even a plant. But, okay, have a good day. I packed you a lunch. The lunch was mycelium. So please eat it and grow little mushrooms. But yeah, this is now a very reasonable courtyard quadrant. You know, so if we blast in here with a few more bushes here, right? We get that spruce on blast, and we get some lime terracotta and green terracotta to go underneath it. You know, just kind of give everything a little bit more kind of visual interest. I kind of like the idea of just having a few places where there's just no real particular pattern to it. Not necessarily high density, but just kind of throughout, there's just a few things that are a little bit overgrown in a different way, you know? It's like this area should not feel loved or cared for. This is not a well-kept garden. This is just like what happens if you leave a space alone for too long. Like, it'll just start getting grown up. And there might be some animals that come and graze here or whatever, but I guess they'd probably get eaten by, you know, the vampire's pets. So it's a circle of life and undeath. It's a circle just like the sun. I think that was the real point of The Lion King, is if you stare into the sun too long, you might drop your child. Keep them away from cliffs or something. I don't know. Where was I? Okay, core concept. This is a better garden than it was before. Before, it looked more like this, and when you jump, it looked like crazy torches. Coming over here, we can jump, and it just looks like a good garden. Now, this is an even more distinct difference when we actually get into the sky, which, I mean, does happen. Everybody on Minecraft loves their elytra. Look at this garden. Kind of weird, but whatever. Look at this garden. Unnatural. Unnatural. Shame. Shame on this garden for its unnatural yellow flowers. If only we could rejoice in the light of an even worse garden, but like worse in the correct way for the theme. Yeah, that's right. Terrible vampire courtyard over here. Let's do it. Boom. Done. Now, it's going to take a while to actualize this vision across all three quadrants. Let's just be honest, people. That's how this works. But we have a plan, and we know it works. Feel free to leave any comments you have with further notes on how you think that this could be improved. Before I go, I do have to read a poem in honor of one of my Patreon sponsors. Let me pull that up now. And you know what? Let's do that from on top of one of these towers so we can look at our cool garden while we read a poem. Like, that sounds good to me. Mid-roll ad-free, thanks to Patreon sponsor Karis Sophia. Thank you again for your contribution. In lieu of the mid-roll ad we would have had, instead we have a poem that I wrote. It's entitled Opposition Number 1, written in October 2nd, 2006. This is a college throwback. So if you're like, this one sounds like you must have been a lot younger. Yeah, I was like 11 years younger. You could do the math on that. Or better, have like Google or Wolfmouth do it for you. Anyway, I'm just going to stop postponing reading my embarrassing college poetry. So here we go. The undisturbed pond does not ripple. The unmoved house of cards does not fall. The tree may drop a single leaf and distort the mirror that resolves itself into glass once more. The hand may touch a single heart and topple all that falls into the chaos. From the chaos, a new hand will be dealt. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.